So I have a question for you. When was the last time that you personally woke up feeling completely, utterly, perfectly rested? Chances are you didn't, because most adults require 7 to 8 hours of sleep, and most of us don't get it. What happens when you don't get enough sleep? You oftentimes feel fatigue and daytime sleepiness. You have cognitive impairment, mood swings, mood changes, and there are physical symptoms that can manifest if you are not getting enough sleep. So what does fatigue and daytime sleepiness look like? Anybody got the Uncle Steve? I got Uncle Steve. Every time he sits in his chair, he falls asleep. And so does my dad. And so did my grandpa. They weren't getting enough sleep at night because they were falling asleep. Every time they sat down, they would fall asleep. And if you are feeling persistently tired, I mean, if you need to go and grab coffee 6 times a day, you're probably not getting enough sleep. So that's one sign that you're not getting enough sleep. If you have difficulty concentrating, focusing, or making decisions, or you can't remember the thing that you walked into the room for, you might not be getting enough sleep. So anybody ever do that? Walk into the kitchen and try to figure out why they're in the kitchen? Yeah, you're probably not getting enough sleep. If you're irritable, moody, you've got mood swings, you're stressed out, you've got anxiety, or you're feeling a little bit depressed, you might not be getting enough sleep. If you've got headaches, migraines that occur frequently, muscle aches, soreness and tension, and you catch a cold all the time, you might not be getting enough sleep. So what does the sleep cycle look like? There are 4 stages of sleep. There's light sleep, dreaming, and deep sleep. The vivid dreaming, the REM, the rapid eye movement, that is when you're getting the most quality sleep. So if a person is dreaming every night, even if you don't remember your dreams, but you know that you did dream, you are probably getting adequate rest. If you're not dreaming at night, you're probably not getting adequate rest. So even if you sleep for 7 to 8 hours and you're in bed for 7 to 8 hours and you don't have any dreams, you might still be groggy when you wake up. That dream sleep, that dream state, that is when your body is resetting. So what can help if you're not dreaming at night? What can help you start dreaming more? The REM patch by the Super Patch Company actually extends the amount of time that you are in REM state during sleep. So the benefits of this REM patch, aside from extending the amount of time that you're in REM, is that you sleep better and you have all the benefits of better sleep. And I'm going to go into those in a second. So they are FDA registered, HSA approved, HSA and FSA approved. So you can use tax deferred dollars through your HSA and your FSA account to purchase these. And they are safe for young, old, and pregnant humans. So this is really bad photographs of a slide deck that was presented by Peter Hurwitz, who is a researcher who has done multiple third-party peer-reviewed publications and clinical studies on these patches. These are 2 specifically about the REM patch. One of them was published last year. One of them was published in February of this year. And the results of these studies, in a very succinct way, because the studies, of course, are 9-10 pages each. So very succinctly, I'm going to give you the 3 most important points from these studies. Number 1 is the red line is at 14 days and the black line is on day 0. So this is 14 days of continuous use of the REM patch, 1 hour before bed, take it off when they wake up. The treatment group, okay, and the lower the number, the better. So the treatment group went from 12.5 on this index to 5.5 on this index. So that is like more than a 50% improvement in sleep. So they have an improvement in sleep quality. This is the how long in minutes does it actually take you to fall asleep? So baseline for the treatment group was 70 minutes to fall asleep on day 1. And on day 14, it was 36.6 minutes. And the control group went from an hour to an hour, basically 57 minutes to 60 minutes. So you will fall asleep faster after 14 days of continuous use with this patch. Is it going to work on your first day? Maybe, but you won't know for sure unless you give it a full 14-day trial. The other takeaway is the actual amount of sleep that you get. Remember, adult humans need 7 to 8 hours of sleep every night. So the baseline for this group was 5.5 hours of sleep on day 1 and 6.5 on day 14. So they all improved by the average improvement was 1 extra hour of sleep. And then what is not on this study, my friends who I personally know who use this patch say that they dream more, they remember their dreams, and their dreams are way more vivid. And I can attest for that because I have some really crazy dreams. So when I'm wearing this patch, which is kind of fun because, dreaming is when you can be creative. Now that you know that the patches work, that they're clinically proven to work, and I've given you some anecdotes, how can you refer people to me for these patches? So if you hear throughout the day somebody say, I need more coffee, I need a nap, God, it's been such a long day, I'm totally drained. All right, if you are hearing that from people, then that is your opportunity to say, are you dreaming when you sleep? I know it's crazy. You got to know them a little bit better. Or how's your sleep? Are you sleeping okay? Or what have you tried to help you sleep? They're going to tell you what they've tried. And then you're going to say, well, my colleague Candace has been in cancer treatment. I'm going to teach you why this sentence is structured this way. My colleague Candace has been in cancer treatment for 10 years, and she's been raving about this drug-free device that helps her sleep better. All right. My colleague Candace, how do we know each other? So if you want to call me your friend, call me your friend. My networking buddy, whatever that word colleague is, replace it with the word that you are most comfortable using. Then the cancer treatment for 10 years, that is the validation. That is why I know and why I have problems on my own with sleep. So if I were a chiropractor, you would say, my chiropractor, Dr. Subi. If I was a massage therapist, you'd say, my massage therapist, Jody. Whatever that word is that gives validation to what you are saying, has been raving about this drug-free device, drug-free patch, whatever you want to say. Just make sure it says you say drug-free and then use device or patch, whatever word that is, so that they know it's not a drug that they have to take that helps her sleep better. And that's all you have to say. Helps her sleep better. Helps her sleep better. And then when they seem interested, then you can ask, would you like me to introduce you to Candace? And if they say yes, what's the best way? Email or text? This is a personal introduction, right? So you don't want to just give me their phone number because I'm not going to call them. I don't do cold calls, and they're not going to appreciate some stranger that they don't know calling them, right? Even if you warm it up and say, Candace, tell them about me calling them, they're probably not going to take the call because I wouldn't take the call unless it was a warm introduction, right? And so here's how you would introduce me. In that email or text, you would say, Jane, meet Candace. And then you'd say something nice about me and something nice about Jane so that I knew who Jane was and Jane knows who I am. And then you just say, Jane is interested in learning more about the sleep patch you are using. Okay, so that's how you make an introduction on email or a phone. And these are the ways that you can introduce me. You can use my text. You can use WhatsApp. You can use my email. You can share my virtual business card, which is CandaceRodarty.com, or my Super Patch website is grateful.superpatch.com. I'm Candace Rodarty. I'm feeling super groovy, and I love helping other people feel super groovy too.